Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Xbox North podcast, episode 33. And yeah, no shit, we're going to talk about the Activision Blizzard thing, because, it's a fucking $68 billion purchase, so why the hell not? Yeah? Right, guys? I mean, like, what the
Bit of
hell?
money.
Yeah, just like, holy
I think you're off. 60, isn't it 68.7?
68.7?
Yeah.
68.7,
I think. Yeah.
68.7. Right. Everybody's saying a different number. Get it right. Because that other 700 million, that's very important to the cause of Activision being bought. Yes.
0.7.
Yeah.
Just understanding like how big a billion is too. It's like it's unfathomable to a lot of people.
I know. In case people don't know, none of us are millionaires. None of us are close to millionaires. We're thousandaires. And so a billion just looks
thousandaires
like
and hundredaires.
Yeah, but a billion, that's almost 70 is that's just money that like we don't know where it is. We'd like to have a tiny bit of it, so that's crazy. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming back. We had a great episode last week, and this week it looks like it's just, the story goes on. With me, as always, my name is Andrew Ravindra, and with me as my two dads on my final episode for the podcast Until the Foreseeable Future, Joshua James and Dan Robertson. Josh, how you doing, buddy? Lots to talk about. Holy shit. What the hell? What you been up to? I've been crazy. I've been getting like way too busy, but like, fuck, what a big day to talk about.
I had an interesting week. Me and Dan got interviewed. We'll give more details on when that will drop, but never been interviewed before, so that was nice. An interesting
cool.
experience.
Nice.
Great host here.
So we will. He hasn't announced us being on or the show yet, so stay tuned. Right.
Awesome.
But everything's good. Sad now that Andrew is leaving for the foreseeable future. So who knows?
Yeah,
I will be taking over hosting duties going forward. So,
yeah, it's kind of funny. I kind of feel like getting like you guys like a doll or something of like my own like action figure or something like that. I was actually kind of going like, but then I just like saw how much it costs to make like an action figure. It's like $100.
Action figure.
Because you have that Halo guy, right? So it's kind of like maybe I can make like an action figure.
That Halo guy. You don't know Master Chief?
No. His name is not Master Chief. He's the Halo guy. Come on.
Guy.
We're trying to get this, podcast for the, to the world out there, and they don't say it's Master Chief. It's the Halo guy. But yes, what you been playing, Josh? What you been doing besides that?
Oh, I was playing a little bit of the what is it? The Anacrusis?
Yeah. Okay.
Anacrusis.
Yeah. What a pile of dog shit that was. But
it had some good concepts and everything, but man, it was bad.
So actually, I'd say there's only one good concept in the game. It had this like force field that like repelled let's say you're getting so if you're getting overwhelmed by like zombies, you can just like shoot a shockwave and they all like fly back. I'm like, that's the only good thing.
Instead of the melee though too. So like it was a cool flow back, but like you cannot melee otherwise. You can't like smack. You can't even run. And, like you can't sprint.
The frame rate is like everywhere. So
like
anyone who's watching is watching the gameplay right here.
Yeah,
like,
this choppiness, that's not our connection or anything. That's just straight up the game.
Yeah, this looks like
I say has a cool aesthetic though.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly. It was a cool art style and everything.
Yeah. Very 70s sci-fi kind of thing. Like a Soylent Green, Logan's Run kind of thing going on.
We suffered through
reminds
over
me
an hour
of
of it.
Yeah. So as soon as we start
like
recording,
5 levels in.
Yeah, we're doing an hour, so let's do this.
I guess we're doing it. Yeah.
Actually, there was one really cool level. You'll see it near the end where we are in this mall and we're going up this. It's like this round cylinder tower you're going up, and you're just trying to make it to the top. That's cool.
Yeah,
has a nice aesthetic though.
Yeah,
nice.
Needs a lot of work.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they got to smooth out a lot of it. I mean, I'd try it again in the future once they polished it up nice. Yeah. It's supposed to be an early access game, I think, too. So.
I guess that's how you save your ass, right? You say early access. That's how you save your ass in these games now, right?
Well, and I mean, like, this is very much like they knew it was an early access game. Like, they can't have been like, no, this is ready to go. This is just great.
Yeah.
This is the smoothest this game could run.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Oh my god. I can't believe how bad it runs. Like,
I was thinking about taking a flyer in this game, but
good textures. I mean, like, the dude jumping around even, like, he looks cool. He's got, like, little, like, red things jumping off him, but, like, the frame rate is just god-awful. Then the controls and some of the choices there were just not right, but...
You know, it's funny, when I kept looking at them, I was just like, hey, they look like the Predator without the armor.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know, like the Predator aliens without the armor?
Way chunkier.
Yeah, just way...
Oh, you mean like the regular guys?
Yeah. But
I
without
could see that.
And that's like what I saw. I was like, is this like tribute? I don't know. Dan, how about you? What's going on with you? Are you playing anything besides this game?
I just beat the gunk. So
nice.
Got off work today and like decided to just finish that up because I had like a good couple hour playthrough of like the first like 2/3 of it because it's not like a super long game, but it was a nice little game. It was cool. Like the planet's
it's like a nothing game.
Yeah. It's very philosophically.
Honestly, like I collected so many resources being like, okay, I got to level up my guy and everything. I got to do this. And Josh was like, it's not really that long of a game. And I was like, And then I got to one point where like you always have to go back to your ship to actually upgrade. Yeah. And so I got to a point where like the ship was there. And I was just like, oh, on to the next level then. Totally forgot I was going to upgrade anything and just went off to the final level with no upgrades.
Yeah.
At least you beat it.
Like half my upgrades were missing, but yeah, it's not like a super difficult game or anything. It was not a challenge like doing that. It was mostly just like jumping adventures and like trying to figure out little puzzles and stuff. And it was a nice casual game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it was like a test game for them for something bigger maybe in the future.
Yeah, because they made a smaller game that was like a big hit, right? SteamWorld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. Well, good for them. Nice. Yeah.
What about you, Andrew? What did you get up to this week?
Why are you leaving us, Andrew?
Guys, I am over
every little detail.
I can't
confidential details.
I can't explain the
break your NDA.
one where I can't explain the one where like I had to wait till a press release comes out. Even though like I'm pretty sure some of the folks don't know about my film stuff, so like I'm sure, but maybe in like March you guys can say it if I get a chance. But I am overwhelmed. My sleep schedule is completely turned upside down. But one of my projects got officially greenlit by a pretty established distributor. So these are good news. Unfortunately, the time has taken away from me to do anything normal, pretty much. When you're in film, it's like full day meetings nonstop. Even in pre-production, it's not like a 9-to-5 job. But sometimes when you got to chase your dreams, boys, you got to chase your dreams, and this is my dream. Yeah, it's pretty hard. I won't lie. It was very hard. Yeah, thank you, boys. I won't lie. It was really hard because I was just like, oh my god, like I
thought this was your dream, man.
I think what's going to happen is like in my 50s and 60s, I'm going to do this thing where I'm going to like try to retire from film and just do nothing but like watching like movies and playing games and just doing like, nothing but like talking about it. And people are like, whatever happened to that guy? I'm like, he's on YouTube, you fuck. Like, you know what I mean? No, it's gotten to a point where like my sleep is completely screwed. Like I can't respond back. My buddy Frankie was like calling me and he's like, what time do you go to sleep? And there's just a point where I'm just massively overwhelmed. But I'm still playing games. I play games. I play a game during like 4 a.m. to like 6 a.m. So like 4 a.m. to like 5:30 a.m. until like something, because that's like the only time I have in between. And I've been playing Mass Effect 2, just because it's just fun, kind of reliving those memories. It's kind of weird because like the time before you played Mass Effect 2, I didn't have those like extra characters because I didn't buy the downloadable content. So you have like Kasumi and Zaid, and you know how there's that suicide run in the end? I'm gonna kill those fuckers because I don't care. I don't give a shit about those two. I really like. I'm like as soon as I got these, because I remember when I first played the game. Like I don't know if you guys remember, like there's that last mission where it's like if you don't do everything properly, somebody's going to die. And it's like you're like, and I've done this so many times where like, okay, and like I went on like articles to be like, how do I not kill this person? How do I not kill this person? And like I've always managed to like kill somebody every damn time. And so I'm just like, but I never bought like the extra content. And I'm like, there's these two characters and they barely have any dialogue. They're like their side stories or whatever, and you're just like, these two are gonna die. These two, because I need to save everybody else. Because I really love. I mean, Mass Effect 2 is my personal favorite of that franchise because it's very Wrath of Khan kind of like vibes. No, I'm. I get like an hour and a half, and I'm just like practically like breeze through it, not even putting sound. Sometimes if I have like something that I'm about to set up, I'm leaving kind of like, it's great because I can finally like, I don't have time to play like a multiplayer game right now. I have to like play something where I can just press the stop button, start button, and then kind of like resume. Because sometimes during that chat, I might actually have something to do. Like somebody might say something, and they're like, "Can you send this email really quickly?" And I'm just like, "Okay, well, I'll put Mass Effect 2 on pause." So multiplayer games are getting really hard for me to play because like Halo, don't even have time because it's like as soon as like I have to be. I'm worried if like somebody's going to message me about something that's very important for the project. I'm not even allowed to say what the project. I mean, I said it to you guys, but like I'm supposed to say it when it's supposed to be officially on the March press release.
But I tweeted it out.
You put what?
I thought I was allowed to tweet it out. No, I'm joking.
I was like, what? I was like, Josh, you got to take that tweet out, man, just so I don't get... I mean, it's not... I mean, here's the thing. It's like, I don't know if it's like the biggest project ever, but there's still like, like rules and stipulations that I got to kind of like go abide by. So that's the only
press release so that we can release it like 5 minutes beforehand.
I believe it's going to be either like late March or like in the first week of April. The only big issue right now, and this is like a complete factual thing for everything right now, with our Canada-US issues, like we have to, the filming is either April or even later, mostly because we're like now like Canadians are at level 4 and they're telling Americans to not come here. So it's a little tough.
We'll see what happens. Did you hear what happened in the UK? Boris Johnson's just like, no more mandates. We don't care if you're vaccinated or not. You don't have to prove anything. Just live your life.
Really? He said that?
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it's going into effect. So
Jesus Christ. All I'll say is, folks...
As soon as like you hear that from one huge government, you're just going to start hearing it from other ones. So that will probably relax over time. But Boris Johnson said it. Like, what can I say?
I mean, to people who aren't Canadians and who are like gig workers will realize, especially in media, it's like we kind of need U.S. money to come in, and we need U.S. folks to come in, especially for the film stuff. And in fact, like Ontario is practically a service industry for like Canadian television and films, so it's really affecting. It's affected my career. That like 2020, I was supposed to be filming and I had like nothing to do, and I was literally nothing but gaming. And I'm like, the podcast started because I was like, man, I want to do it. And then now it's like the problem is like everything that wasn't being filmed at 2020 and some of the stuff that wasn't filmed at 2021 is kind of all like hoping to film at 2022 because a lot of my friends' projects got canceled, or a lot of people's like even stuff where they got awarded the money, they were like, we can't film this because of so and so. There's an actor that can't whatever. So or there's an actor. So yeah, it's a lot of it's been frustrating for everybody. I shouldn't make excuses. It's been frustrating for everybody. But you know what? I'm definitely happy that I've done this, and I'm happy that you guys are continuing this because I really hope you guys keep continuing this. We had an amazing episode last week with Plume, and you guys are getting on podcasts, and I can't say what next podcast that you're going to be on because am I not allowed to say that one, Josh?
Not yet.
Not yet.
At
So,
least.
Yeah.
But I guess by Friday it'll probably be out. But yeah.
Oh,
we'll let you know 5 minutes beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, folks, we are an Xbox podcast, and we're here to talk about Xbox games. And I got to talk about this month because I'm just like, this is January. Usually this is when like I'm playing every leftover freaking game, or I'm having this withdrawal of games because there's nothing going on. But with Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, this last half of January, it doesn't freaking end, guys. Because I'm like, okay, great, I just have Mass Effect. But speaking of the last half of January of Game Pass, there is a huge list of games coming, and what a nice final week to finish it off. So yeah, let's start with their list. First one, I'm going to butcher this name, so I'm just going to try anyway. It's called Danganronpa.
No, it's called Danganronpa.
Danganronpa. Yeah.
Danganronpa.
It just rolls off the tongue.
You know what? The only reason I know it is because Colin Moriarty plays a lot of it, and I listen to Sacred Symbols.
Okay. What the hell is this game? I heard it's like a PSP original game. I have no idea what's it about, but I was just like, as soon as I saw the title, I'm like, what the hell?
It's like a visual novel.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. It's
kind of like Telltale series,
but it looks like an anime, right?
Like way more anime.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so you're talking like Persona, like anime. Okay. And then we get Nobody Saves the World. That's from the Guacamelee developers.
I want to play that.
Yeah, this looks really interesting. It's, I think the reviews are in. It's pretty good. It doesn't look like it's getting the Guacamelee rating, but it looks pretty good. Death's Door. That was like probably last year's like best indie game.
Both of you.
I can't wait to play that. I'm gonna play it.
Actually, the funny thing is, I was just like thinking about buying it. Now I'm just like, it's good. It's great.
Yeah, watching footage of it, I was just like, I need to play that. It looks so much
really
fun.
Cool.
Dan, your oldest should get into that. I think she'd have a lot of fun. Yeah. Cut her teeth on that.
Right?
And then Hitman Trilogy, which is, I'm like, wow, that's. I
want to play that.
Yeah, after you get Mass Effect Legendary Edition, you get Hitman Trilogy, and like Hitman 3 was also one of the best reviewed games of last year, so that looks really good. Can't wait to play that.
I don't know if I want to play the first and second one. I think I want to go right into the third one.
Same here, because I think the first one is like an episode.
I think they updated. Well,
to make it more like a.
They're all level based, but they just came out episodic. The first one. And then I think the second and third came out as all one product.
Okay, all right. Because I think I played the first one like that, and I remember being like, "Oh, interesting." Yeah. And then we get a puppy. Paparazzi. That's how you say it, and that's exactly what it is. It's a.
My kids are gonna love that. They're gonna go nuts.
Yeah. Pokemon.
Sing it for me. Sing it for me, Andrew.
Paparazzi. Oh no! I just woke up, guys. My voice. I just woke up, boys. So my voice is gonna be like. And then we've got a day one console release of Rainbow Six Extraction, which I think the reviews are looking pretty good too. That looks pretty fun. And then obviously it's also coming with Rainbow Six Siege, the very popular multiplayer component.
For PC.
PC. Oh, okay. I hate it when they
it's because it's already out on console.
So okay.
If you notice, Game Pass Game Pass PC and Xbox have almost been parallel. With each other, and it seems like there's a couple loose ends, like the Rainbow Six, that kind of need to be,
there was Outsiders. Outriders
Yeah.
happened. I remember that Outriders had that, and I was like, what the hell? And then I was like, what? Windjammers 2, which is like a sequel to a pretty cult hit. I think that looks kind of interesting. It looks like arcadey, I think. And then last, once again, I'm going to do my best, folks. Taiko no Tatsujin, the Drum Master. I think
that sounds good, man.
That sounds
good. Yeah, I think that's how it is.
I mean, none of us speak the language, so.
Yeah, yeah, come on, folks. Danganronpa. I'm not even going to say the first thing again.
Danganronpa.
Yeah. Anything you guys excited for? For me, obviously, I'm going to say it's probably playing Hitman 3, but I mean, there seems to be quite a few games right here.
Definitely want to play some Hitman 3, Rainbow Six Extraction. We're definitely going to get on. And then, yeah, my kids are going to be all over paparazzi. I don't know how I'm going to tear them away from the screen after that.
It's nice to see a kids game. It seems like every release we're kind of getting, kids game feature. So that's going to be nice.
Yeah, speaking of which, my daughter loved the Paw Patrol one from last month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully that continues, especially with some acquisitions we're going to be talking about.
Oh yeah.
I'd say Hitman Trilogy. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Hitman 3. So, it's so weird that you also said Hitman 3 because I kind of just all I want to do is play Hitman 3 because like last year's I think that's the one
I heard it's visually really pretty too.
That's what I was gonna say. I heard it was last year's one of the most highly reviewed games, but it didn't get a lot of accolades. I think it's because it came out weird
too early.
Or I think that was it. Which I hate when
a serious problem with Hitman. My biggest problem is that I try and John Wick my way through everything, and that never works out.
I usually try to do the dumb stuff. Yeah, I usually try to do the dumb stuff because it's just But the problem
you
is
start stealthing your way through, get part way in, dress as a clown, and then try and murder your way through like John Wick. That's the best way to do it.
You know what? I'm curious if the PC version of it will allow you to do the VR, because that game has full VR support from start to finish, Dan.
Right, right.
Yeah. So, and they said they added a throwing mechanic to the third one.
Yeah.
I better make that available for VR. I'd have so much fun with that.
Yeah.
Well, do you think if you launch it through, can you download a Game Pass game and then launch it through Steam VR?
Yes, I think. But I haven't really attempted to do it that way through the Microsoft Store and then upload it through Steam and then run it through Steam VR. But I'd imagine it should be possible because you can upload games into Steam library and you just have to basically interlace Steam VR in there. Or Microsoft's got to come out with some sort of support for it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Through the Microsoft Store.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
God.
Yeah. I'd love to see footage of that Hitman 3 in VR. Actually,
I'd love to see footage of Dan playing that in VR.
Please, come on, Dan.
I would so much love to play that. Yeah,
I just want to see
Dan. I might just have to buy it on Steam. Just say.
Yeah.
Is it on Steam? Yeah, it's got to be, right?
Yeah, it's coming on Steam. It was PSVR exclusive for the first year, and I'm just I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what a travesty.
Yeah.
To use that camera, those two move controllers. My God.
Well, that'd be so much fun.
Everyone I hear who's I tried Quest, Meta Quest 2 for the first time, and it changed everything. Hell, Carly's therapist got one for Christmas, and he's like, yo, it changed my life. You were right. This thing is crazy.
Nuts, right?
So,
VR is crazy.
Yeah.
VR is nuts.
It's funny that you were just sort of downplaying how bad PSVR is, but I have a buddy of mine who's a Sony PlayStation fanatic. He has a PSVR. It's underneath his bed. That's how that's how useless it is for him. He's like he even tells me he's like as soon as he played the Quest, he's just it's just not fun. He told me it's just
maybe the PS5 version will be better, but
it's still wired in, man.
I mean, we have talked about the PlayStation VR stuff, but it's true. It's it is a real downgrade of a machine, and still expensive, by the way. Still freaking expensive. I don't know if you guys saw the prices of it, but it's I think it's almost the price of a series.
Price as mine. Yeah.
Well, the specs are all out there. The Meta Quest 3 is just going to beat it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a generational leap, right? So. We'll see.
The fact that it's not wireless, I can't believe that. Okay,
I know. You're right. But here's the thing. You're right. You guys are right. But you know what? Let's talk let's hurt Sony in a different way. Let's buy somebody huge to like make them.
So it will
really
be a kind of console war. We don't console war much. Kind of sometimes.
You know what's funny?
I mean, we're an Xbox podcast.
Yeah.
We try not to because respectfully, like we do appreciate the games and the console and the company for all it's done for gaming and everything.
But when we get a win, we got to take that win.
Yeah. You got to rub it in. I just feel so bad for the other guy. That's all. I just, you know what I mean? Sympathies to the other guy.
But at least they don't seem to feel too bad when they're complaining about all of our stuff and our issues that we've got on our side. It's like, we don't have any exclusives.
Yeah.
You guys complained and Microsoft heard you.
Yeah,
the more friends that are more friendly that are not on the Xbox road, like what they realize that they tell me, and they kind of say it like in a very in a good way. It's like, well, yeah, I don't have a console, but I also have a PC, and it seems like their cloud stuff is pretty good, so I do have access to it because that's kind of the most important question.
I'd be like, he's like, they win.
See? Yeah, so clearly we win. Yeah. All right, folks, the big kahuna, the big discussion, the news that shocked the industry. Microsoft just purchased Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion, making it the biggest acquisition in one of Microsoft's history. And to the video game industry with this acquisition comes so many properties. You're talking about Call of Duty, Crash Bandicoot, Overwatch, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, and so many King's properties. So that's Candy Crush, to name a few. All these titles will come to Game Pass on day one. I believe it's like Phil Spencer has announced that they will kind of come shortly, so we don't have like an exact date on the ones that are like the pre-existing titles, but expect them to come soon. I would expect all those games to come soon. Guys, first reactions. How shocked are we? Is this like is this really true?
Just thinking about it now is like they're going to make just an insane amount of money on all the esports stuff now, because these are this is like 90% of the esport games.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Halo, Overwatch,
probably a little generous, Call of Duty. Still, this is a huge amount
Call
of like
Duty
all the esports stuff.
The Overwatch
StarCraft.
Yeah.
Doesn't Activision Blizzard own some sort of esport thing? Like they own some sort of
Overwatch League. The Overwatch League.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And StarCraft has huge like tournaments and stuff like that. And so does Hearthstone has big tournaments.
Yeah.
But I feel like I feel like that part of the business has been in a little bit of turmoil because of the whole kind of state of the company at this time.
Yeah,
right?
all the allegations, all the.
But how shocked am I? I couldn't believe it, to be honest. Like I thought it was bullshit.
I thought it was an April Fool's. Like I thought it was like an early April. Like do you remember when the Diablo Immortal came out and there's like they were like announcing it's Diablo for the thing and people are like, is this some sort of April Fool's joke? And I'm just like, I literally was like, what? Because remember
I just like, can you believe this? Can you believe?
I mean, it's crazy. It's huge.
I know. Yeah. I mean, it seems like I always kind of wonder, like, when we were, after finishing the thing, like, oh, what else are we going to talk about? As soon as, like, Xbox news is, like, everywhere. And it's not just for, like, gaming news. It's, like, media news. It's, like, headline news in CNBC. It doesn't stop, and it's, like... Yeah. Xbox has been in, like, the discussion everywhere. But the one thing that actually, no, there's not one thing. There's so many things to talk about. But the one thing that I'm personally excited, I know some of you might not be, but, like, I'm actually really excited for the future of Call of Duty. Because I'm going to say this right now, but, like, Call of Duty's annual releases have just started, like, ruining that franchise for me. Totally forgot about Vanguard. Totally forgot that Vanguard came out. I don't even care about Vanguard. But the thing that kind of also kind of like annoys me is that like there's so many talented studios in Activision Blizzard and they're all made to make support games because they have to like make a Call of Duty game every freaking year. And part of me hopes with this acquisition, Microsoft can be like, okay, no, Call of Duty's not every year. It's like every 2-3 years. You know what I mean? It's like, and I'm kind of like happy for Raven Software, Hyman Studios, Beanox, and even Toys for Bob, because every single Activision Blizzard studio is a support studio for Call of Duty, and that's and that's the saddest thing ever.
I think also what comes out of this is, well, I'm very excited to see where Call of Duty goes as a franchise. I do hope they kind of stop annualizing it and maybe do... Okay, like, we can't say they won't stop annualizing in the sense that they might do maybe a 2-year cycle and have maybe 2 teams continuing on that.
Every 4 years,
every 4 years for those 2 teams, and kind of allow some of the other teams to maybe even make their own properties or act as support studios for the other chunk of Xbox studios. Because, like, what was Sony buying all year?
Support studios.
Exactly. Yep. And essentially, Microsoft just bought a whole publisher filled with the support studios. Like High Moon Studios, what did they do for the longest time? They were support studios on Destiny, and that's how Destiny was able to make such huge content, like Forsaken and the
Witch King.
The Witch King,
Witch King.
No, before that was it? Oh God, so much Destiny stuff, right?
Before Destiny 2 got like
it was something. It was something King. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was something King.
But Taken King.
Taken King.
Yeah. Yes, you are. But here's the thing. It's funny. You also said that.
Lich King. That's World of Warcraft.
Studios also
it's the Witch Queen coming. That's why.
The Witch Queen's the one's coming next month or soon.
Yeah, next month.
But the thing that I think about it is the fact that like some of these studios should never be support studios, because like they had like a talented team of like Raven Software. If you haven't known, like guys, we grew up on Raven Software, like Jedi Knight Academy, right?
Yes.
Those games were Raven Software games.
Wolverine
and X-Men Legends, right? Like
Singularity,
X-Men Legends.
didn't they make that?
That was their last original game.
Yeah.
10, almost 11 years ago. I think it was 20. Yeah, that was their last original game. And after that, they were a Call of Duty support studio because Singularity bombed so badly for them in a financial way. But I was just kind of like, Raven Software is a perfect, like because they've got the credentials for it. And then I think about all of those studios, they probably have a chance to make something original. It's funny, you said High Moon. High Moon made a game called Dark Watch. I love that original game, and they made a very underrated
Transformers.
Board. Yeah. So Transformers
was pretty fun.
Transformers was awesome.
Yeah.
Transformers
they
awesome.
I liked it.
Yeah. And actually the other thing is like I'm just like looking at it like there's so many properties that's like now Microsoft's like I'm just like thinking about the fact
of like old ones and everything. Yeah.
But all the Blizzard stuff, like
Blizzard,
I feel like can Blizzard go back to being like the Blizzard we loved, like its own arm of the industry that you don't mess with, where people like praise it, people flock to work there. Properties that stand the test of time, that just like don't go away, and I hope Blizzard, can get back to form.
It's funny you say that because I'm like I think the last thing that I really liked from Blizzard was like StarCraft 2.
I feel people are too. Oh, sorry. My apologies.
No. I just feel like maybe like it's either the team that's being run to like really like make sure that they're like a World of Warcraft machine, or like something that once Activision Blizzard kind of like they just stopped being who they are. And I just Josh, everything that you're saying, ditto. But yeah,
and I feel like everyone's so stuck up on Activision. I'm like, dude, they bought Blizzard. Like, they just bought Blizzard.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And what's his name? Rob Ferguson, who left from the Coalition from Gears of War to head up Diablo 4. I'm like, I guess you're a Microsoft employee again now.
Yeah.
It's like they planted sleeper cells into the company.
Yeah. They executed Order 66. You know what I mean? They just was like, everybody.
All right, take them all.
I mean, I think the one thing that we like there's all these other things we got to talk about, but the sleeper little company that we're not talking about, but it's a big company. It's their money-making machine. It's King. Like, they make Candy Crush, all this and like Microsoft's mobile space. You can tell they want to be part of, because Phil Spencer kept saying like mobile is like, like where gaming is like making tons of cash. So you can tell there was also that big investment there. So like
maybe that gives them a bit of leverage over Apple.
Yes.
Well, and it's the like the connection there too to that and xCloud. Because xCloud's already becoming very much a like mobile gaming platform, and like you're grabbing the mobile games too and everything. Start migrating those over, and pretty much like you're just going to be the app, like the gaming app store on all mobile devices.
Yeah, that's true.
Imagine that they use out of that whole court battle with Epic, the one thing that came out of it is they cannot stop you from putting a link in your app that links you to the website to pay for the microtransaction in the website, so Apple can't get any of the revenue from that. Imagine if like Microsoft's just like, we'll just put the link there. Yeah, we'll just put like, let us put xCloud on your app store the way it is. The way it's supposed to be, and not like a web browser thing, or we'll put a link like into. They'll use Candy Crush as the ultimate game.
And Apple has like no choice
instead, and you'll make no money off of Candy Crush.
Like, they got the Candy Crush money.
Can you guys imagine Candy Crush being off, like being delisted in like the App Store for Apple, and just like Candy Crush making their own Fortnite commercial, like their own 1984 thing. Like, it's just my god. Yeah. Okay. There's other things we got to talk about. There's my god, so much. But the one that everybody keeps talking about, but it's I have an answer for this, but I want to hear all you guys' answers for this. But like, because when Bethesda got bought, everybody started asking the same question: will everything be multi-platform?
Yes, and yes.
Or will they be exclusive to like certain titles like Diablo 4, maybe Overwatch or something on the future?
Maybe a couple of exclusive titles.
You guys don't think Call of Duty will be exclusive though?
No, probably not.
Yes, no? I absolutely think Call of Duty will be 100% exclusive. I don't think Warzone, though, will be exclusive. So that's the thing. Yep. I think the mainline Call of Duty games will go 100% exclusive. And they will drip feed that Warzone like dopium or copium to the PlayStation fans, and they'll be like, we need to get... They spent $70 billion. You don't spend $70 billion on a company to make those properties multi-platform. I'm sorry. It's not like it's not going to be on cell phones, Xbox, TVs when the TV app is up,
I honestly think if they do make it exclusive, it's going to be to force the hand of Sony and just be like, okay, put xCloud on a PlayStation.
Does that finally force, because... that
don't
revenue.
Have to buy our console. If anything, the consoles are a bad thing for Microsoft and Sony because they're all selling them at a loss.
Yeah.
But okay, so I would say the biggest difference between Microsoft's approach and Sony's approach, or let's say with their cloud, let's say making these things irrelevant, is Microsoft Cloud is powered by Xbox Series X. So at least they have what is powered in the cloud is what is on my shelf right over there. So it still makes sense for them to make consoles if their console is going to be also shoved into their servers there. If you think about it, it makes even more sense for Xbox to make console than even Sony. If they do
I just mean like if they can get it for the PlayStation owners who like don't want to buy a console, it's like, okay, don't buy a console. Play xCloud.
Yeah.
Well, you got to think about what Phil Spencer said when they bought Bethesda is our games will exist wherever Game Pass like exists.
Yeah.
I think the only platform that has the luxury of not, but I guess Game Pass exists on PC is Steam. You know, we'll put our games on Steam though.
Yeah.
So Steam don't have Game Pass. So.
I also see like them also competing with Steam in some way. Like I see like because I keep thinking about like maybe they could really like do BattleNet a lot better. That's the one. Because by the way, I love having BattleNet. I like actually that's one thing that I just realized about like Blizzard. It's like BattleNet is so much better than like.
Will Halo Infinite go on BattleNet?
That's probably going to be better because Microsoft's version is crap, and it's a good question. That's a really good question. Something that I kind of want to add with the Call of Duty thing, I think the one that's coming out this year is probably going to be multi-platform. I think the 2023 one's going to be multi-platform as well because I think this finalizes at like 2023 summer. But I think 2024 is when it's like we're going to have the actual answers of everything because I think everything now is going to be like executive talk, right? It's going to be all like we're not going to take customers away, all that stuff, and they're going to say all those little things, and then I think what's going to happen is like at 2024 is once you really see, because there's a lot of games that's already been announced and it's probably pretty late in development and they probably don't want to take off like, you know, especially if it's already been announced, like especially Overwatch 2. I think Overwatch 2 is like a multi-platform game. I think, I think a few games. I think Diablo 4 is also console versions as well. So I think 2024 is when you're going to get the answers.
You know what's exciting about that?
What?
Yeah. So the next Call of Duty coming out is Modern Warfare 2 again.
Yeah.
But a new one. That team will then start working on the 2024 Call of Duty game. I'm curious if once they get their hands on them, they'll see what they're working on and be like, take another year. We're not going to do Call of Duty in 2024. We're going to take a full year off. We're gonna give them blue balls like crazy.
Yeah, they're probably gonna be happy.
Yeah.
And you know what? Imagine in 2025, Xbox Series X Pro, Xbox Series S Pro.
Yeah.
Call of Duty comes out. Hasn't been out in over in 2 years. You know, major Halo update or a new Halo or just like something. But
somebody speaking like
things happening.
Yeah, somebody speaking like an executive.
Oh yeah.
Executive.
You know, Master Chief's going to show up somewhere in Call of Duty.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to be a Warzone character. He's going to be a Warzone character for sure. I can just sense it. I can sense all that stuff. Yes. I mean, I think officially, like, we can all play the guessing game. We probably all kind of have like a big idea, and Phil Spencer could say a bunch of like executive talk, but it's probably like 2023 after that is when we're probably going to have like a real answer. We're probably going to have hints of answers, but I think we can make assumptions here and all that stuff.
I don't think Diablo will be on PlayStation.
No?
Diablo 4, from what we know, is a PC-only game.
Yeah, I think, but didn't they make Diablo 3 like a console version like 6 months later? So,
no, not like 6 months later, like
maybe
while
a year
after.
later. Or maybe you're right. I think it was like a year later or something like
that.
By
the time that like happens,
yeah,
they will own them and they'll be like, nah.
Yeah.
He's like, we'll put it on the phone with touchscreen controls before we'll put it on your PlayStation.
Yeah, that's true. Before we kind of like finish up, we should probably talk about all the other things about Activision Blizzard, including like the, you know, their big, you know, elephant in the room is, you know, they've got.
Well, the big elephant in the room, Andrew, is the fact that we own Crash Bandicoot. Like, we got the coot, man. Like,
That's true. We got and Spyro. Actually, guys, the big thing that people aren't talking about, there's another, is Skylanders. Skylanders is huge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the games have been like highly well rated. Yeah, they're on the they're almost in the the low 9s. Those games, the Skylander games, they've been highly reviewed. They've been that team, Toys for Bob, makes those games every few years, and they're also a Call of Duty support studio. Imagine if that team also starts making Banjo-Kazooie, starts making some of the Rare games that maybe Rare doesn't want to make. Goes and
kid-friendly games.
Yeah. Blinks, one of the most important franchises in Microsoft's history. But all those stuff.
Coney Hawk and Guitar Hero.
It's funny. They were mentioning something about Guitar Hero, like a rebirth. Did you I don't know if you saw that they were saying something about Guitar Hero as a potential that would be interesting in the metaverse, by the way, Guitar Hero or Rock Band.
I'm honestly surprised there isn't more. I'm surprised they haven't just dove into VR and just been we're just gonna make a VR version. I can understand. Maybe it's a little difficult. At least to do the finger buttons.
Yeah.
Well, drums and everything else.
I could see them do something like what Ubisoft tried to do by for you to plug in a real guitar. Maybe they can do something where you actually start using a different maybe something a little bit more closer to a real instrument. Rock Band was.
I'm gonna feel bad because I can't play real instruments. I can play real drums.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but I feel like
licensing music is such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I know, especially for streamers and all these other things. I think
not if you buy a record company and put it on Game Pass.
Imagine Rock Band powered by Spotify, it was a deal with Spotify.
Oh, that would be insane.
That'd be awesome.
That's a crazy idea. That's a crazy freaking idea. Yeah, I mean, Crash Bandicoot, I just also think about the Crash Bandicoot platform, but also the fact that Crash Bandicoot is also a pretty popular kart racing game, and Microsoft, there's certain games that Microsoft has been you can tell they've been wanting to, they just want the right team, the right people. Now it's no more excuses. They've got all the teams, right? Pretty much. So.
Yeah, I don't really feel I feel like they are going to buy 2 more studios, and that's going to be IO Interactive and Avalanche.
Yeah, I keep thinking it's Asobo, but yeah.
And they should buy Asobo. They should buy those 3 and just be we're done, right, guys? And it's no, we're never done.
No, come on, man. Come on, man. Well, you want to say that stuff, but you're also part of you is also this is.
Well, if they want to pump out a content like Netflix, they gotta do that, man.
You just said that word, and there was an article that came out, and I was actually kind of this is exactly it. It's not the console war; it's the content war, and that's really true. Because in the end of the day, everybody is
consoles anymore.
Yeah, we just need more and more games. The one thing that my friends who've got PS5, they're mostly playing PS4 games. You know what I mean? They're kind of waiting for the next big thing, and they're kind of in fact, one of my friends was telling me it's kind of getting frustrating waiting for 2 games a year, 2 awesome games a year. You know what I mean? To be great. When you also, because there's other multi-platform games, but Sony's got their exclusives, but it's at sometimes he's telling me man, you guys just keep getting something every month.
Just game after game after game after game.
It's all a little too much, but it's also great. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, future for Activision. But let's talk about the last few things, just because to kind of finish up this topic is, hey, Bobby Kotick is still there, apparently, still 2023. He's probably going to be being out the door as soon as that the papers are signed, right? We probably all are all kind of in the.
They're going to clean house.
They're going to clean house by 20. He's probably done. He's probably going to be, and he's probably going to get a big paycheck to leave. And I think that's the one that's been a big discussion for it. He's everybody else has been talking about that. And then also last, there are recent allegations and the whole morale of the company being down. do you think they're going to attract new talent going forward? I think yes. This is going to be a different answer as soon as Microsoft starts coming in. It seems like everybody does. I think everybody's been hearing is that like when you go to Microsoft, it's been really good. I heard the freelancers have been getting a little bit pissed off, but that's like something that it's just only for freelancers. But all that stuff.
They don't need those freelancers anymore. They have so many support studios now. Like
now they're probably good. Okay. Well, with this, the aftermath, the other guy had some not so great announcements to share. Their shares have dropped 12% following this announcement. So
Sony shares, yeah.
This wiped out $20 billion. So that must be
check how they're doing.
Yeah.
It's still dropping.
Keep on going.
Yeah. So Dan, what do you think Sony's going to respond to this when it's like you dropped $20 billion?
Just it. How do you respond to that? I mean, Microsoft has so much money. Like, they could easily just wipe Sony off the board if they wanted to. Like, they could just buy up every exclusive and outpay Sony on absolutely everything.
Oh.
Yeah, it's still dropping. Well, it went back up a little bit.
It went up a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's rough. That's like, what do you do about that? I mean, like Microsoft's valued at like 2.2 trillion or whatever. And Sony's coming in at like 150 billion or something, or 190 billion or something like that. And they just dropped 20 billion. It's like, that's a huge chunk of their money.
Oh yeah. And it didn't immediately go. Sometimes like when this happens, it like immediately goes right back up. But this did not immediately go right back up.
No.
Plus
it goes back to what you were saying, like the content wars and everything. And it's the hardware and everything. They don't think Sony's going to be able to keep up with the hardware. Like they don't have a streaming platform yet. They don't have the hardware. They're having trouble getting out stuff as it is. They're working on a redesign of their product already. Like, what are they?
And to combat their whole shortage of consoles, they're making more PS4s. At least, like, let's say if the shoe was on the other foot with the Xbox One, and they're like, okay, to combat things, we're gonna keep on making Xbox Ones. At least there's cloud streaming through that, like, and we could theoretically play
getting the new experience. Yeah,
but you know, just go get a Series S. The Series S is the fact that, like we were saying before, it can run the Unreal Engine tech demo from the Matrix shows it's a next gen console. Just go buy that. It shows that they were
xCloud. Even try it out, like on a proper PC or whatever. Get good internet, and you have a good streaming experience. Like I am blown away that it's as good as it is.
If you trade in your PSVR.
When you have good internet. I love how you're just like, just go get good internet. I'm like, some of the people I've talked to, they're just like, we have nothing out here. I'm like,
oh yeah, we're so sorry.
Yeah, and with like Starlink now and everything, you'd be able to get fast enough internet to game stream. So, I mean, it's still, it's going to cost you something, but
Starlink is like almost $1,000 to start off in Ontario.
Jeez. Yeah. Holy moly.
If you have the internet, then get xCloud. If you don't have the internet, get a Series S.
Yeah.
And xCloud.
And xCloud. But if you really, really like games, get a Series X.
Yeah.
And most of you who are listening to this probably really like games.
Get a Series X.
Last little tad bit, obviously for every one of you guys to talk about, but do you think someone like Amazon, Apple, actually I also want to include Tencent here, need to buy Sony to compete at this level?
Sony cannot compete at this level, period. Like, period. Yeah. They cannot compete at this level.
I think
Apple would need to buy them.
Going to have to come around, because I don't think Sony's going to want to be bought, though. Like, they're not like, Apple and Amazon are both U.S. companies. Sony is like a Japanese company.
Yeah. Unless it's like a hostile takeover kind of attempt. Like, do you remember when Vivendi tried to buy Ubisoft? Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Like Ubisoft nearly had like a hostile takeover.
But then, like, you think about
remember
it, like,
that way back.
Yeah.
like,
Sorry, go
if
ahead.
you think in like an overall, like, Apple makes more money from gaming than all those other, and then Microsoft or any one of these companies. And I just feel like Apple kind of looks at this as soft, you know?
Yeah. I think if anything, Apple would be like in a partnership with Sony, or like I don't think they really want Amazon in on it, but like I think Apple could do a decent partnership with Sony.
Yeah.
If this Internet 3.0 is going to be this virtual space, I think Apple, the only reason they would buy Sony is they would come to the realization that they need developers. You need software, like graphics developer. You need graphic developers. Like you need game developers to make these virtual worlds, this metaverse. Everyone's talking about metaverse. Even in the press statement for buying Activision Blizzard, they said this is part of the stepping stones to the metaverse. I'm like, no shit. When you got like 32 developers under your belt, you're going to have enough assets, like virtual assets, to make any kind of world you want. And I think that's what's going to kind of slap Apple like hard in the face, because you can make the hardware all you want, but if you don't have the world to live in it, and if that world is not compelling, made by first-class developers, like what's under Microsoft's belt and what's under Sony's belt, I think Apple would be smart to actually purchase Sony. Actually, like thinking about it, they should do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just wondering.
I guess at some point you throw enough money at it, like if Apple was to just go and buy them, they could just be like, because it's like they're worth 1.5 billion, or sorry, not 1.5, 150 billion right now or whatever. Like, you just hand them out 500 billion. Like, that's nothing. Like, Apple's already worth more than Microsoft is, and that still would leave them above Microsoft. And you could basically just hand that money over and take Sony and walk away.
Yeah, and like they can even design the like CPU, GPU. You'd be like, here's the M1 Max Pro, like stick this into your thing, or like a custom version of it.
Especially because like the people who take that 500 billion could just open Sony 2.0 and be like, okay, bye.
Fix their online, like Apple could fix their online infrastructure. Like, yeah. If Apple bought Sony, that would be some scary shit right there.
Yeah,
that's when Microsoft would be like, okay, we're going to war now.
The gloves have come off.
I just realized I'm like the one place that I keep kind of going back to, because they started up so bad and they kind of feel like they're not officially over, but they still realize that they need to be back, is like Google. I keep thinking about Google as like the proper place for Sony, because they really need to get their own cloud.
Stadia.
Yeah, I know they fucked up with Stadia, but you can clearly tell like Google is like, even though they left, they still they're like, shit, like, like this is an important part of the future.
That's just it. The technology is still sitting there that they worked on.
Yeah. And Google does have
to leverage that for other companies.
Yeah, you're going to see, if you don't see somebody like Sony being bought, you're going to see Sony partnering with some sort of other tech giant or something like this. It's got to.
I would hate Google to buy Sony. I feel like that would be gross, because I feel like they wouldn't. I feel like if Apple bought Sony, they would respect Sony as a company and what they've done. I feel like if Google bought Sony, they'd just be like, oh, we got a new toy. Let's fucking crash it into the ground and watch it burn.
All your games start marketing exactly what you want to you now. Oh God, my game knows too much about me.
Yeah,
but you know what? Like, I feel like Sony has that kind of artsy side to them, where it would be like when they bought like Beats, because they wanted like Dr. Dre and Jimmy, what's his name, Jimmy Iovine or something. They wanted those guys like working with them. I feel like with Sony, it'd be like getting like Neil Druckmann and like and just like the minds behind PlayStation and Sony and like those people. I feel like they would respect that purchase.
Also, one thing to add because of the Google thing is that there's a guy that's still running it, Phil Harrison, and he was like big on Sony during their PlayStation. I know, their PlayStation 2 days. And did you know what he said when they stopped doing the Stadia stuff? He blamed Microsoft's purchase of Bethesda. So part of me feels like there's an article he somehow offhandedly said once Microsoft bought that we were kind of
Bethesda.
Well, I think it was a realization that Google would have to spend money like $7 billion. And then Microsoft goes off and spends pretty much $7 billion on a gaming company. It shows that developers and companies like this is where things are going, and they clearly understand that.
Their CEO is a different he's nothing like Satya, and Satya is very forward thinking about what's next, and Google's been kind of I know we're talking about Google, but Google's been all over the place. They constantly get criticized in articles right now, so yeah.
Dude, Microsoft could come out with a theme park that has Halo, Doom, Call of Duty in it.
Skyrim.
All of Blizzard
Skyrim land.
Skyrim stuff. Imagine a theme park based around what Microsoft owns now, because it's outrageous. It's outrageous.
Yeah.
It's
they have all the best Western RPGs.
Yeah.
They have the best racing games, period.
Yeah.
They have the best first-person shooters under their belt. They have the best first-person, Western RPGs.
And the best first, but if you say it over again, it's true. It's
they have the best RTSs now with Age of Empire and
one of the biggest
StarCraft
MMOs of all time, right?
Yeah, and they have one of the biggest MMOs, not the biggest now because of Final Fantasy, but one of the biggest MMOs, and potentially, if they ever make a World of Warcraft 2, potentially, another big, huge MMO. And that game's coming. World of Warcraft is coming to Xbox, 100%.
I think there's going to be. Yeah. I think it should, because why not?
I think it even actually supports World of Warcraft more than it supports Xbox, because all those players who've been playing it forever. Yeah. They have controllers. You can hook up keyboard and mouse, and your PC that you had to have before now costs half the price or less.
But they have control. They have controls built into World of Warcraft. They have for a year now. So it's
my God. Yeah.
Actually, there was a rumor a while that it popped out of nowhere, and I would not be surprised.
Yeah. No, it was supposed to. It was supposed to apparently they were saying that it might get announced at the Game Awards, but people were because it's tied with Activision Blizzard, that was what everybody was saying. But it might have gotten announced at Game Awards, but I think I think it was because of maybe the allegations or something like that. But I remember seeing that there was a World of Warcraft potential Xbox Series X and S version or something like that. I was hearing that too, actually, and I'm just maybe. We'll see. I don't know. But you know what? All this is great for one service and one service only, because I'm looking at it going man, there's so many freaking services out there, and Sony's making a service. Game Pass is now at 25 million subscribers.
Yeah,
with this this update, this big announcement, and once this purchase is completely, all the agreements are all done, I'm guessing these subscriptions going to go skyrocketing. My God, boys, Game Pass now is going to be the home of Call of Duty, and it is going to be day one in Call of Duty. You can say whatever, but it's going to be coming on Game Pass. It's really becoming the Netflix of games, and I think it's going to be
World of Warcraft subscription service As soon as it becomes on Game Pass, it's just like that's how you're going to pay for your World of Warcraft now. That entire fan base is just going to be subscribed through through Game Pass.
Imagine that as an like Game Pass Ultimate subscribers. They don't have to pay. Oh my God, Dan. Yeah. Oh my God, I didn't even think of that.
That alone is going to massively.
Or that's even amazing. If you did have to pay the subscription for World of Warcraft, give a month free and never pay for an expansion, because it's still paid expansion. You still have to pay
true.
$40 bucks. So if they give you everything for just free and maybe a huge discount off the monthly subscription for doing it through Game Pass, I could see that, but I don't see them making it free to play through. I could see them doing the
honestly, what's the difference for them? That money wasn't going to Game Pass before. If that money's just going through Game Pass, they have 100 million concurrent subscribers. If that money's just moving, how much is World of Warcraft right now?
Well, look at Elder Scrolls Online. The game is free, but none of the expansions are. So I would imagine they would do the opposite, where the game is free, but the monthly subscription still stands.
Yeah, it's basically $12.99 a month. So I mean, it would be, you could make it the Xbox or the Game Pass regular edition cost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I mean, if you're just putting it on Game Pass even, and you're paying $20 a month or whatever, you're paying a little more, but you're also getting all these other games that you can play on top of World of Warcraft. And if you make it the same price as one of the lower tiers of Game Pass, then instead of going up to 25 million, they could in a year or two just go up to 125 million plus.
Yeah. Didn't they try to do free to play, or did they do first 20 levels free or something like that?
Yeah, they did the first 20 levels free.
Imagine if they just did the whole game free to play or something like that for Microsoft told them to make the Switch a free to play, because Phil Spencer preaches free to play crazy all the time. So, and then maybe Game Pass gets the expansions or something like that. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking.
You never know. I still think they would. I still think what they would do is put it into Game Pass, make it a month free, or to this level free, and then discount it in the perk system. 10% perks, or here's a World of Warcraft mount for you. Man, that perk system's gonna get so good now.
I know.
God.
I know. I'm even looking at it going that Game Pass perk system is did you ever see the meme with all the the additions, and it's also Pornhub Premium? You're just you're just I always find that part so hilarious, but I'm always oh my God. But yeah. Anyway, I want to finish this off and say about a year ago they had 18 subscribers, so that was an increase of 7 million in growth.
18 subscribers, holy
18 million.
That's it?
18 million. Sorry, 18. Yeah, just 18
it's
subscribers.
It's gonna be that growth is insane.
It's when we started our podcast and we have 43. But you know what? What's really interesting is what's going to be the number after this year, right? What's going to be the number? We got Starfield. I don't know if this year's Call of Duty is going to come to Game Pass, because I still believe Activision's going to be running as their own. They might have some certain things to discuss. We might be wrong, but still, I think what's the number that you guys think? Because I think it's going to be. I think we're going to get a 10 million increase, but I think at 2024 is when it's going to be 50.
Well, even though Microsoft hasn't completed the purchase of Activision Blizzard, he did say their games would be coming to the service, probably even before the purchase is done.
Yeah.
I'm calling it right now. This year's Call of Duty is 100% coming to, I hate saying 100%, but I'm predicting that Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which will be the biggest game of this year, It's a modern it's a Call of Duty that has the name Modern Warfare attached to it. You know, it's going to be the biggest.
That is the real main line. Nothing against Black Ops, but that is the real.
Yeah, that's their big gun. If that game comes out on Game Pass this year, I could see this service growing up to 15 million more. I could see them being up to 40 million by the end of this year.
Okay,
possibly, especially with the growth on PC and stuff with Blizzard games coming on there.
Yeah, can we just set our predictions in a date once? So, like, if I'm at January or something like that next January, please. Let's make a bet. I'm gonna say 10. I'm gonna say about 35 million. That's my number. But Josh is saying
January next year.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 35 million. Josh is saying 40 million. He's saying an extra 15, 40. Right? And then Dan,
I think it's gonna be more than that.
What?
I think it'll be like 50.
Well, you got to think about like this, and Dan could be right. What if they come out with a whole new subscription like model
tier? Yeah, like an XCOM.
They could have a whole new tier. Like they're gonna do something. Start changing that up and integrating all that.
I'm still gonna say 35.
Okay, so being reasonable, this is more likely to happen. Yeah, this might be more likely to happen in 2023 than 2022.
Yeah. I still think there's like
it's going to take a while to integrate everything.
Yeah. I'm also in the camp where I believe like the 2022 stuff, especially because of, you know what, like Bethesda had like prior commitments with like marketing and all that stuff. And there might be like, because there's certain parts in Sony's like documents where they say like, this can't go to Game Pass. Like certain things, like I don't know if you guys read it, but there were certain like games where like Sony was like, it can't go to, you know, competitors like online subscription.
Yeah, they had their timed exclusive stuff.
That's why I'm kind of like prior.
But the weight of Call of Duty, the name. So, what do you want? What service? Okay, as a third party publisher, even like a EA or a Ubisoft, what service do you want to be on? Do you want to be on the service that has Call of Duty on it? Do you want your game to be a possible click next to Call of Duty and be like those indie developer, their games are going to exist next to Call of Duty. That person who clicks on Call of Duty will see that indie game sitting next to Call of Duty and be like, you know what, let me try it.
Yeah. So it's really interesting because I'm going to like film stuff. But like a year ago, a friend of mine got his film on Netflix. It's called 1BR. It's a horror film, right? But it was because it's on Netflix. Like his just like the fact that it's like this indie horror film that was on like the first screen. You are right. You like Josh. You are right, 100%. It's like, will you go to the premiere service or will you go to the service that's still kind of like, you know, trying to get some generating revenues? So yeah, good point. Good point. But Josh, you're saying 40. Dan, you're saying 50. I'm saying 35.
I'd say especially 40 if they come out with a streaming only tier.
Yeah.
For like $8 or $10.
Okay.
So
okay.
It's funny. Everyone's complaining that Netflix increased their price. I'm just like, it's worth it. There's so much good shit. Like everyone's just like, it's getting as much as cable. I'm just like, do you know how much good just crap comes out? Even the reality shows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I would gladly, if they were like, oh, Disney Plus or Netflix, I'd be like, Netflix. Like, are you crazy?
It's true.
It'd be like, Book of Boba Fett's a piece of garbage. Like, put your helmet back on. Stop talking. Like, why are you talking so much, Boba Fett? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
But like,
you know how they consume you is I was like, when Bob Saget died, I was like really sad. And then I was like, just on my Netflix, and it's like Full House episodes, and you're just like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like just like that, just like from that reaction, it's just like Netflix is like a third.
They have such a good menu system and everything too. Like compared to anything else, like it's horrible to search for stuff. It's horrible to deal with a lot of it. Like I never have I had so many problems with a streaming service on my kid's tablet that like makes me want to strangle someone. Like Disney Plus. It's just like half the time it doesn't log in. The other half the time, like if it does log in, and we're going on a road trip, like, oh, there's no like downloaded movies. You can't access them.
Yeah,
I like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Oh boy. All right, we should probably congratulate somebody who's got like a big promotion. Well, yeah, we got a photo of Phil Spencer.
I gotta, you know what? I should get a nice frame of him. Right here,
you guys should all get a photo of him because you know what?
Get him like Photoshop looking like Jesus or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Christ, you know, like
the best one
really
is
like religious looking.
Have you guys ever seen that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie called Commando? It was like an 80s movie. There's the one with the bazooka, where he's got the bazooka, and it's perfect because it feels. I was like, every time I look at that,
but it's the Series X.
Yeah, and I'm like, and every time I see that, I'm like, that is the best. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, everybody in the media talks quite highly about it, but I have to be honest, like, you know, like there's always times where you like see executive talk and there is executive talk and you just kind of go like, okay, whatever, you make more money than us, your life, you know, we're practically insects. But this man, look, every time I see him, he seems to be the most humble guy I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm sure he's got rules and mandates to do. I'm sure he's got like, you know, he's got to make sure the board is happy and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm so happy for this person to be the CEO of gaming for Microsoft. Like, he clearly looks like, you know, he's been the perfect person for the job ever since he got that position at 2015 to run Xbox, and it's been just nothing but good news the last 2-3 years for us. I mean, I know it took him a few years of like whatever, but just nothing but great news. Any good favorite Phil Spencer moments for you guys? What do you think? Or any good accomplishments? I can't even say it. In the last 8 years.
Yeah. Now I can't even say it.
I know. It's because I rambled on out. Accomplishments. Yeah.
Well, he's been a Microsoft lifer from the beginning, and he's been part of the Xbox team since like back in the original Xbox days. So this is a guy who's been absolutely committed to the Xbox brand. This guy, he lives and breathes Xbox from the inception of this this product, and the fact that he has risen up to where he was considered even to take over, to be even head of Xbox, to launching the Xbox One S, getting rid of the Kinect, coming out with the One X, and then launching Game Pass and bringing gaming so forward, so much to bringing gaming essentially to the table for Microsoft, to the point where they're spending $70 billion on acquisitions. Plus, you know, all the other companies, you know,
I think they're mandated
call it $77 billion. Yeah. And it's just, he's taken gaming for Microsoft to be a pillar, you know? Yeah. It's like Windows gaming. The fact that he is now is now a CEO in the company. Like, how many CEOs? I think there's a LinkedIn CEO. There's Sonia and him. Like, I don't think there's like any other CEOs.
Not many, no.
There's not a CEO of Office or anything like that. He's the CEO. He's a CEO in Microsoft. Like, that's crazy. Like, congrats. Like,
oh, man. Yeah,
that's
good for
insane.
him.
The fact that they're just like, we're going to create a CEO position for you. They're just like, this didn't exist for before. Now he is in a title where people will aspire to be in, you know, going forward in the future, which, man, CEO of gaming, like,
that's just it. For a long time, gaming is treated like games, like they're just toys. Like, you're just making toys and stuff. Now it's like, it's a serious, massive business. Like, there's a reason this stuff is popular. There's a reason this is making such a big impact on the world.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody is saying that, like, oh, gaming, I'm just like, it's 2022. It's like it's a part of everybody's like social platform right now, and I think that's the one thing that I kind of liked about Phil Spencer is the fact that this guy also he's not doing it just because he is like paid to freaking do it like some of the other executives and like the other guys competitions. What I really like is that this man plays Destiny. This man plays Halo. This man beats indie games.
He plays the games and he knows what they are and knows what he wants out of them.
Yeah, like Sony's guy, is he on PlayStation Online? Is any of the I'm sure they do know and they're actively very educated on their gaming and all the aspects, but this man, that's I don't have a moment.
He plays.
Yeah. I just like the fact that this man actually plays and has like real gamer score, and like you can sometimes somehow randomly see him playing Destiny with them. You're either
he's rated. The fact that he's rated in Destiny. It gives him enough credit. He's like, "Have you finished a couple of raids in Destiny?" He's like, "Yeah, all right, man, you're cool." Like,
there's a what do you call it? I think ever since he kind of gotten on, like I just felt like I remember when that 2015 came in, and I remember being like, "Man, Microsoft's done." And those first 2 years was like, I don't know how they're going to get out of it. But as soon as like 2018 started happening, I was just like, oh, Xbox is getting kind of good again. And then now it's like 2022. It's like if you're not talking about Xbox, you're kind of in denial, in my opinion. It's not about like not liking them or being a fanboy, but if Xbox is not in some part of your discussion, you're in some form of denial. And this is not me as a fanboy talking. This is just me as like a person talking. Like there's just like we're practically news of the day. You know what I mean? We are news of the day. So.
Yeah, and it seems like the news never stops.
I know. Okay. All right. Let's do our last discussion before we call it a night.
And you know what? Sorry. The last discussion, I put it here, Andrew, because I really thought on your last episode you would really want to talk about a game that you have so close to your heart, and that would be Halo Infinite. I thought you'd want to talk about it one last time. Come on.
Okay, fine. I mean, actually, it's funny. Last week's episode, when my buddy was he viewed it and he's like, "What do you got against Halo Infinite?" And like he barely plays Halo Infinite, or he has whatever. He's like, "I thought you really, really like this game, and you're really happy with this game." And I'm just like, "It's like a marriage." That's what I was trying to tell him. It's like it's like, and I don't mean it like in a bad marriage, but it's like there's moments where you're really. Yeah, you're happy. It's funny, the single guy who's talking to the two married men with children. I'm giving you guys life lessons, right? Yeah, for some reason. But
it's as like in being married, I'd be like, he's not married, Dan.
Yeah, and your wives are listening.
You know what marriage is like.
It's like being a father. He's like, yeah, he's not a father.
Okay, all right. This is what I will say. I've got this
like
love
being
and
an actor.
Thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not being.
Come on, continue.
Okay, I will say I'm happy with what they're doing. It's a love and hate relationship that I have going with Halo Infinite, boys. That's literally at its heart, because I want so much more for this game, and I keep hearing like these excuses from 343, and I also don't like beating people down because I'm not that one of those guys that likes to be like. So something that I've learned. Is like when you don't have anything great to say, don't say too much at all, don't say anything at all. But like, obviously do proper feedback. I just hope this like by the end of this year for this game actually is what it's been said to be. If it's not, then I'm going to say it's a big disappointment. If everything that they're saying is coming out for this year, I hope it is, because it's like we're almost in the end of January, guys, and I'm just kind of like looking at this game and I'm barely touching it. But anyway, I hope the future is bright for that game. I really hope. I'm not kidding. Like, I hope you guys in the podcast can talk about good things happening on the next few weeks coming up. And I hope it's not anything. Thing. But I do think this is a good thing, because we should have a little discussion about it. But Halo Infinite is having a 2-week event called Cyber Showdown Event. Looks really cool, I gotta say. Yeah. Giving its own free battle pass. I think it's like, how many tiers is it?
Yeah, like 10.
Yeah, it's 10. With this update, Also comes paid DLC in the store, and the cosmetics have been reduced by price up to 20 to 30%. Thank God! Holy moly, that is so overdue.
A little too much, in my opinion.
Making us feel like they are listening, but a ship this big takes some time to turn around. Yeah, that's exactly whatever. Okay, well, I think I saw a couple of the cosmetics. It does look pretty cool. I do like the spiky-haired punk rock thing.
They have this visor that floats in front of you.
Yeah, that was like the third one.
So that's what you got to play. You got to get those at least. Come on.
Yeah,
it's the same as the Tenra event. Where it's just but they're easy. It's like play 3 matches.
I think I have time to do maybe 1 or 2 matches. I'm just hoping. The only problem is that multiplayer games is a little bit hard for me, just in case somebody messages. I got to either pause, and so it's a little difficult right now to play. But I mean, I might have 20, 30 minutes here and there to try to play it.
Making him upset.
It's really hard right now, boys. But I don't know. All I'll say is that I did play 20 minutes of it today. It's great. It's just really hard when you're level 100 and you just you're trying to wait and you're just trying to get the Cyber Showdown stuff, and you only have 2 of these, and so it's a little difficult for the guys that have. I hope
you mean the guys who have everything. Andrew?
Yeah, I hope the other people who listening to it is maybe agreeing with the fact that once you have that level 100, you're a little bit more frustrated that the achievements don't feel it. But I don't know. Here, Josh even wrote it down. I just feel like we need a new map or something at this point. The game is getting. I'm getting tired of the same maps. Yeah.
So do you remember in Halo 5 there was that breakout mode? Where you started on the ramp and you kind of ramped yourself in.
Yeah, that was a cool mode. Yeah.
But it had this cyberpunk.
Yeah, Tron-looking thing.
It.
Yeah, it was very Tron.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see that for this DLC pack. This event going on. Just one map that has that aesthetic from Halo 5. That was great. Yeah. I missed the whole getting. God, they should have brought that back for Halo Infinite. Now thinking about it, where you're Spartan started and you start running and you went into the jump and you jumped into the level. That was cool. I missed that.
Yeah.
They gotta bring that back.
I don't know. Dan also
I think they honestly should start. They're doing these events and everything. That would be the perfect time to release a new map, especially a stylized map like that. Because they had the whole Japan feel to the last few events or whatever. And why didn't you release a more Japanese inspired map along with that? At least one, because you're doing this fairly often.
Yeah.
You get to the Cyberpunk one, release a Cyberpunk map, just more neon lights and everything. Even if it's just a map variant or something.
Yeah, anything. I like these events.
Put a wall here or there and make them brighter and cooler.
Yeah. So
I feel they need to structure these seasons. It seems like they're okay, this is season. We're gonna have seasonal events. These seasonal events should introduce more than just cosmetic stuff. Should introduce maybe a weapon or something, or just it should maybe even flip between okay, this event is gonna introduce this one map, this event will introduce this weapon, and kind of form it around there.
You guys, give it a bit of storyline or whatever, like Destiny.
Yeah, I only played the new mode for one. I only had time to play one match, but what did you guys think of the attrition mode?
It's good. I like it.
I haven't tried it just yet. I want to try it.
Okay. It's not bad. I'm kind of in my head going yeah, it's a pretty good mode, but could have been launched on day one. I was just
it shows how bad BR Battle Royale is going to work. When your character is down, it's just going to be the AI. And you can revive them like that. That's how that's gonna work in BR probably.
Yeah.
Instead of a person being down like that, and you heal them. it will be just like the AI on the floor, which is cool. Like there's so many like little hints in this like game mode of what the battle royale will eventually be.
Yeah, I just want to see the battle royale. I'm always, man,
it's coming.
Like such a I'm being such a negative nanny with
You're
this game.
Debbie Downer.
I'm a Debbie Downer. You know what? Let me be an optimistic Ed. I think that's a thing. Optimistic Ed. Optimistic Ed says, "I hope the future is bright for this game."
Ooh,
I just hope the future is bright for this game.
I'm not sure that's how alliteration works. But
yeah. The one thing, Josh, you just put, and I remember being like so annoyed by it as soon as I played it that one time, is that they still have not removed quick resume in Halo Infinite. And so every damn time that I accidentally, like, I remember
it's
when
I
played
more of a problem than it is like a help at all.
Yeah. Because I saw your message and I was like, maybe I have time to play one game of this. And then I remember being like, okay, as soon as I went on, it's just like the fucking loading for the multiplayer game to just press.
And since you're offline and then you go to close it and then load back in, I'm like, oh god, this is so.
Yeah, just close. You
should be able to turn off quick resume.
Yeah, they got to fix it.
Eventually they'll come out with that feature.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I just don't understand why, like, they maybe like, okay, maybe fixing quick resume is going to be like longer, but maybe just remove it, because like that's what a few places did. Like a few games actually just removed quick resume because they were like, it's not working, it's not doing well, and all that stuff. But I am happy about the cosmetics thing, because
I hope one of the support studios from Activision goes over and helps 343.
Yeah, they need a. How many support studios was in Infinite? Wasn't it like 4 or 5 or something like that? There was like Certain Affinity, Skybox Labs, a bunch, and all that. Sony bought a support studio. Yeah, I mean, you know what, guys? Here's the thing. At the end of the day, it's like I'm glad that Xbox has so many good things going that it doesn't have to rely on Halo anymore, because for a while we kept talking about Halo. Now we have so many things to kind of like look forward for, like the future for like Xbox, you know, like just this year alone, you got Starfield, you got all these other games, you got probably a bunch of more day one Xbox games. But then after that, like so on, 2023, like it's going to be endless. It's going to be so much content that I'm not too worried about Halo. Like, I think this is what I'll do. I'll be a patient Patrick.
Patient Patrick.
Yeah. There you go.
I will be a. That's like, you know.
Patient
that's what
Patrick.
That's what I tell
Halo goodies.
I'm going to tell everybody with Halo who is probably in my position, just be a little bit of a patient Patrick, and you know what? It'll be good. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Yeah. All right, folks. That'll do it.
That'll do it. But before we end, Andrew, say some last words. You know.
Well, I mean, it's not really the real end. I'm going to probably come back at May if you guys have me. But yes, folks, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for letting me be the host, Josh and Dan. Thank you so much, Josh. Great job as always doing all this stuff. Dan with the technical things. Thank you so much for doing all this stuff. 2020 started as like such a sad year for me that I was just like nothing but Xbox. But it was just so great to have you guys to be playing, and I was just like, man, I've got all this thing to do, and I just want to talk about Xbox and all that stuff. And I knew that there was probably an expiration date for the podcast once the career stuff started happening, but I was kind of going like, it's just kept getting bounced off. But this was a really great constant for me. I'm really happy that it's going really well. Like, there's friends of mine who listen to the podcast, and I go, dude, I've been listening to your podcast. Great stuff. Great work. You guys are doing great work. And then also now, like, even from our last video, we got, a good set of views. Other of my friends are going
almost like 450. Like,
I know. By the way, folks,
I couldn't believe it.
I know some of you are going to be. Yeah, I know some of you are going to be like, oh, that's not a big number. Like, for me, it's like, I was just happy if we had 10 views. I was happy if we had 20 views, because I was just doing the podcast for selfish reasons. I wasn't even, I was just going to be like, I needed, but, it's great to see that this thing is kind of having a life of his own. I'm really proud of you guys because you know what? Like, you guys do this while you gotta have families and all that stuff, and you guys also been patient with me because, like, there's times where I'm like, guys, I can't do this week. Something crazy is happening. Now, finally, something crazy has happened. Now I got to try to see it through. Hopefully, the project doesn't get abandoned but I mean, everything has to be done now. All the agreements are done, so like, hopefully nothing happens. Hopefully this movie is not like The Room and it's the worst movie of all time. That's the thing that I'm kind of secretly scared about. I'm like, it's not like, the worst, and then my name is on
I don't
some
think you could produce something that bad. And at the very least, if you're that bad, at least you're still famous.
Yeah,
you
right?
know what?
And then
all will be forgiven, Andrew, if one of those moments are in the movie where they're like you hear our podcast playing and they're like, oh, turn that stupid fucking podcast off. Just like something like that. Like if you can work something like that in.
Oscar, you got to go up, and before you thank anybody else, your parents or anybody, you just go, and I want to thank the Xbox North podcast for making
He's
this
working for Juno, bro. Come on, he's he wants that Juno award.
Yeah.
Juno. Put Juno. Have you ever seen that skit? It's from Matt TV. Put Juno. No. I mean, the sad thing is, this isn't one of the scripts that I've written, so it's going to be like something that I'm kind of more like in a technical role. But guys, I gotta say, I'm so proud of you guys because you guys are just constantly churning this out, and you guys are constantly doing this time. And now you guys have evolved. You're in guest appearances for other podcasts, and it's really becoming a very stable show. So good on you, boys. And honestly, I just hope that I'm just seeing more and more things from this as well. Like, I'd love to see just like randomly by the end of the year some other guest stars and all that stuff. And yeah, guys, thank you so much. I'm not kidding. Thank you. And yeah, say at the end. I'll come back as a guest episode if you'll have me. If you'll have me.
Hell no.
Yeah,
we're done. Yeah. We're dead.
Yeah, guys, I'm just gonna tell you right now. I've been holding like my poop just so I can go poop and go to sleep, just so I can do this podcast with you guys. Yeah, that's right. When you're older, I gotta. Yeah. What's that thing that I'm just kidding? Whoa, that's not
your sphincter. It's getting some work right now.
Yeah. All right. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much.
Andrew. All right, Andrew.
Oh, right.
No, you know what, Andrew? No. You know what, Andrew? Take us home. Take us home, Andrew.
Okay. Well, I'm never going to sound this great. All right. Well, don't forget to hit the smack. Don't forget to smack that ass of a subscribe button on your YouTube page. Tippity tap that like button. Comment on my sexy voice. This is Dan's words, not mine. Find us audio only on Spotify, Google Podcasts. Just search relentlessly for Xbox North Podcast. Yeah. We're also on Reddit, Instagram. Take a look for Xbox North Podcast. For Twitter at North Xbox. Because, why the hell would we make it so easy for you? But all that in case, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. They'll see you next time.
Beautifully done.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good